Russia and China have devised a nuclear plan for the moon. Meanwhile, NASA's new AI exploration team and the Navy are conducting tests on Artemis for recovery by flooding their ship. So what is the nature of the nuclear plan devised by Russia and China for the moon? When will it happen, and what are the objectives of NASA's new AI exploration team and the Navy's tests on Artemis? Stay tuned as we explore the specifics. The head of Russia's Roscosmos space agency has revealed plans for a potential joint mission with China to build a nuclear power facility on the moon. Yuri Borisov announced on March 5th that both countries were exploring a lunar program where Russia's expertise in nuclear space energy would complement China's lunar program to establish robust power infrastructure for a lunar settlement. Borisov emphasized the limitations of solar power on the moon due to its 14-day night cycle, highlighting the need for alternative energy sources. In addition to the power plant, Borisov mentioned the development of a nuclear-powered cargo spaceship capable of various tasks in space, powered by a nuclear reactor. While the use of nuclear power in space isn't new, with NASA and its partners utilizing radioisotope thermoelectric generators, or RTGs, since the 1950s, managing the generated heat remains a challenge. The heat from a generator is typically transferred away by the surrounding air, but in space, this isn't an option. Long deployable radiators might be a solution, but without testing, it's uncertain how viable they'd be for an active nuclear reactor. Borisov noted that heat dissipation is the main technical hurdle remaining before orbital tests and construction can commence. The likelihood of this happening is uncertain, considering recent setbacks for Roscosmos, such as the failed moon mission and strained international partnerships due to conflicts with Ukraine. However, collaboration with the Chinese space agency CNSA could offer some hope, given their advancement in launch capabilities and projects like the Tiangong space station, which they constructed in just 18 months. Just last month, China announced its intention to attempt to send a Chinese astronaut to the moon before 2030, indicating its focus on lunar development. However, this program still faces uncertainties. It will likely take several more years to determine if Russia and China will cooperate on this endeavor, let alone commence actual construction. With the projected timeline extending into the mid-2030s, NASA won't need to shift its focus from its own lunar program anytime soon. The next Starship test flight is scheduled to take place soon, pending FAA approval, as per posts from SpaceX's social media account. Since the explosive conclusion of Integrated Flight Test 2 in November 2023, SpaceX has been diligently preparing their next test vehicle for flight. The FAA recently closed the mishap report into the destruction of both the Super Heavy booster and Starship vehicles on February 26th, indicating that the next launch license may be imminent. On March 9th, SpaceX can only certify the FTS for a few days at a time, indicating they believe permission for IFT-3 is imminent. Given their close collaboration with the FAA during investigations and certifications, it's likely SpaceX was informed to expect their launch license around March 14th. The lack of a specific launch time suggests they're still awaiting confirmation on the date. IFT-3 is set to follow SpaceX's playbook by testing a new series of milestones, including a modified flight path compared to IFT-2. This flight will spend time in orbit, testing a Raptor engine relight and boost maneuver, with plans to splash down in the Indian Ocean. Additionally, the payload doors will open during the coasting phase, despite carrying no cargo. Another key milestone for SpaceX during this test is the cryogenic fuel transfer from a header tank to the main tank of Starship while in flight. This marks the first real-world experiment aimed at facilitating a ship-to-ship fuel transfer in orbit, a crucial requirement for NASA to greenlight Starship for Artemis 3 in 2026. SpaceX appears confident with IFT-2 nearly achieving orbit, and the company swiftly addressing issues such as the blockage in Booster 99's liquid oxygen filter and leaks causing internal fires in Ship 25 during the fuel purge event. Upgrades at Starbase have progressed well, with the new tank farm enhancements enabling the loading of 4,600 metric tons of fuel in under 40 minutes during the wet dress rehearsal, showcasing remarkable engineering. With SpaceX poised for the flight, awaiting only FAA approval, NASA continues its rapid production of lunar rovers. The latest announcement reveals the completion of testing for their trio of suitcase-sized robots, named Cadre, slated to be transported to intuitive machines for loading onto a Nova-C lander. Cooperative Autonomous Distributed Robotic Exploration represents a team of solar-powered robots tailored for AI exploration testing, leveraging learning algorithms to address unforeseeable conditions faster than ground teams. On the hardware side, these 3 rovers are designed to last only 1 lunar day, equivalent to 14 Earth days, and will be equipped with mapping tools and ground-penetrating radar. However, this equipment primarily serves the purpose of testing how effectively the team of robots can complete tasks together, as stated by the folks at Jet Propulsion Laboratory. While hardware testing was nerve-wracking, the JPL team reportedly expressed more concern about how their AI would handle the lunar environment. According to JPL's autonomy lead, Jean-Pierre Delacroix, "We are going to a unique environment on the moon, and there will, of course, be some unknowns. We've done our best to prepare for those by testing software and hardware together in various situations." The physical testing involved standard procedures, such as the shake-and-bake treatment, where the rovers were subjected to extremes of temperature and physical vibrations in JPL's thermal vacuum chamber. Additionally, the software was tested in different lighting conditions and soil consistencies to assess pathfinding capabilities under challenging circumstances. The Cadre team has been working tirelessly for months to ensure their tech demonstration is in working order, and their efforts appear to have paid off with a successful outcome. The trio for the 2025 IM-3 mission will be loaded onto an Intuitive Machines Nova-C lander, allowing ample time for any issues to be addressed. Meanwhile, NASA and the Department of Defense tested procedures for recovering the Orion capsule after ocean splashdown, using the USS San Diego's floodable bay to safely retrieve it. This innovative approach streamlines the process, reducing risks associated with manual retrieval. The successful test marks progress towards Artemis II's crewed flight to the moon, with Navy dive teams trained for smooth operations. As the launch approaches, testing with real hardware remains a priority, adding another item to the Artemis II launch checklist. Thanks for watching this video. We would love to hear your thoughts. Please share in the comments below.